Did you know the average person comes up with 5 to 7 business ideas in their lifetime? That means right now, as you're watching this, there's a version of you that already had the idea. Maybe it hit you in the shower. Maybe it was 2 a.m. and you were low-key wide awake, typing it into your notes app like, yo, this is it. Maybe it's been chilling in your head for 3 years, just waiting for the right moment. But here's the part nobody's talking about. Most of those ideas, they just die. Not because they were trash, not because you weren't smart enough, but because nobody ever told you what the actual first move was. So instead of starting, you froze up. Do I need a whole business plan? Do I gotta know how to code? Do I need investors? Do I need to dip from my job first? And just like that, your idea goes from, this could literally change my life, to, maybe someday. Bruh, someday is not a day of the week. Imagine spending 6 months building a product, your savings, your nights, your weekends, all in. You launch it, and you hear nothing. Crickets. Dead silence. That's not a horror story. That's what happens to 90% of founders who skip what I'm about to show you. My name is Cyan. I spent way too much time, way too much money, and way too many all-nighters trying to figure out how to start a business the right way. 6 failed attempts later, I finally found a system that actually slaps. And today, I'm handing it straight to you. No gatekeeping. 5 levels, 5 steps. I'm going to show you exactly how to go from a raw idea to an actual running business. Validate it, build it, test it, grow it. No cap, no fluff. Let's get into it. Level 1, the idea stress test. Before you build anything, you gotta find out if real people will actually pay for it. That's it. That's the whole move. This is called validation. Most people sleep on it. Most people fail because of it. Look at Airbnb. Brian Chesky was straight up broke, couldn't make rent. So he threw some air mattresses on his floor, slapped up a basic website, and charged strangers to crash at his place. No app, no investors, no LLC, just a test. Strangers actually paid. Then he built. Today, Airbnb is worth $75 billion. No cap. Now peep this. Nick Swinmurn wanted to sell shoes online. Instead of going all in and buying inventory, he walked into a local shoe store, took photos, posted them online, and when someone ordered, he went back to the store, bought the shoes himself, and shipped them. He was literally losing money on every sale. But what he proved, people will buy shoes on the internet. That scrappy little test became Zappos. Amazon bought it for $1.2 billion. No warehouse, no tech, just a test. That's it. Your challenge right now, write your idea in 1 sentence. Hit up 10 real people, not your hype man best friend, not your mom, real people. And here's the key thing. Listen carefully. Don't just ask if they like it. That's the wrong question. Instead, look them dead in the eye and ask, would you pay $20 for this right now? And then shut up. Watch their face. Watch their body language. Because if they hesitate, even for a second, that idea isn't solving a real problem. It's just a nice to have. And nice to haves don't pay your bills. You want the ones who pull out their wallet before you even finish the sentence. Those are your real customers. 3 out of 10 react like that, you're on to something. For validation costs nothing. Skipping it costs everything. The founder of Dropbox, one of the most downloaded apps in American history, never actually built the product first. He faked the whole thing, and it made him millions. Level 2 is exactly how he pulled that off. Level 2, your minimum viable product. Aight, so your idea passed the test. People are with it. Now what? Now you build the smallest, most basic version of your product that still delivers real value. This is your MVP, minimum viable product. And low-key, this is where most people mess up by going way too big too fast. Picture it like this. You want to build a Ferrari. Your MVP is not the Ferrari. Your MVP is a skateboard. Gets someone from A to B. Proves the demand exists. Then you level up. Bicycle, car, Ferrari. You feel me? You do not start with the Ferrari. Here's proof. Before Dropbox wrote a single line of code, founder Drew Houston just made a basic 3-minute demo video showing what the product would do. That's it. Posted it online. Overnight, their waitlist went from 5,000 to 75,000 people. No product, no engineers, just a video. And then they built the whole thing. And this is exactly what Eric Ries talks about in his book, The Lean Startup. Stop building things people never asked for. Build the minimum. Test the maximum. Your homework. What's the bare minimum version of your idea you can put in front of real customers in the next 30 days? Not 6 months, not when it's perfect, 30 days. Period. Netflix. 270 million subscribers. Billions in revenue. Started by a guy mailing DVDs in red envelopes from his living room. The secret behind how he went from envelopes to empire? That's level 3. And it's the same loop every big company still runs today. Level 3, the engine that never stops. Okay, this right here is the heart of the whole lean startup method. Once you get this, everything hits different. It's called the build, measure, learn loop. You build your MVP. You put it in front of real people. You measure. Are they using it? Where are they bouncing? What are they hyped about? What are they beefing with? Then you learn from all of that. Then you build again, but smarter this time. And you keep looping, over and over. Think of it like leveling up in a video game. Every loop you run, you get better. You learn the map. You dodge the traps. You get closer to something people genuinely go crazy for. Netflix ran this to perfection. Reed Hastings didn't kick things off with streaming. He started by literally mailing DVDs in red envelopes just to test if people would pay a monthly subscription for movies at home. They did. He measured it. He learned from it. Loop by loop, he built the empire that now has 270 million subscribers worldwide. That's insane. As Jeff Bezos once said, "The one thing I knew I might regret is not trying." Run the loop. Stop waiting to be perfect. Alright, real quick, before we get into level 4 and 5, I need you to stay locked in, because what's coming next is the part most people never make it to. Level 5, the money rule, is the single reason 82% of businesses fail. Not bad ideas, not bad timing, one money mistake. And if you miss that level, FR. Everything else we just covered means nothing. So don't tap out now. Let's keep it moving. Slack is worth $27 billion, and it started as a complete accident inside a video game that totally flopped. One decision changed everything. Level 4 is that exact decision, and it's the one most entrepreneurs get completely wrong. Level 4, the bravest decision in business. You've validated, built your MVP, run the loop a few times. Now comes the decision that really separates the real ones from everybody else. Do you pivot? Change your direction based on what the data's telling you? Or do you persevere? Dig in and push harder in the same direction. A pivot is not throwing in the towel. A pivot is hearing what your customers are actually saying and being real enough to adjust. Big difference. Stuart Butterfield spent years building a video game called Glitch. It totally flopped, like completely bombed. But while building it, his team cooked up an internal chat tool just so they could stay in touch during development. The game was dead on arrival, but the chat tool? People lost their minds over it. He pivoted, launched it as its own thing. That's Slack, sitting at $27 billion today. The wrong door doesn't mean dead end. Sometimes it leads you exactly where you were supposed to end up. Ask yourself right now, am I riding with this idea because the data backs it up, or because my ego won't let me walk away? Answer that with data, not feelings. That decision right there is worth more than any MBA, dead ass. Somewhere in America right now, someone with a worse idea, less talent, and less time than you is going to out-earn you. Not because they're smarter, because they know one money rule that changes everything. That's level 5. Level 5, the money rule that changes everything. In the startup world, there's a term called runway. It's basically how long you can survive before your bread runs out. And the biggest L new entrepreneurs take? Spending money to look like a business before they've even proven they are one. No logo, not yet. No fancy website, not yet. No business cards, no WeWork office, no matching hoodies for the team, not yet. Every dollar you drop before validation is straight up shrinking your runway. Every dollar you drop after validation is fuel on a fire that's already going. And here's the stat that should wake everybody up. 82% of small businesses go under because of cash flow problems. Not bad ideas, not bad timing. Cash flow, money mismanagement. That's it. Rule is simple. Only spend on what your MVP absolutely cannot function without. Track every dollar. Because money you don't spend is money you still got to stay in the game. Look, starting a business from scratch is not a walk in the park. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's uncomfortable. It's uncertain. It takes real guts. But now, you got a system. Validate your idea. Build your MVP. Run the loop. Pivot when the data tells you to. Guard your money like it's oxygen. 5 levels. That's all it takes to get off the bench and actually start. The campfire doesn't need to be a bonfire yet. It just needs to be lit. So here's my question. Drop it in the comments right now and don't ghost me on this one. What business idea have you been low-key sitting on? And what would your MVP look like if you had to launch it in the next 30 days with $0? I read every single one. No cap. If this video hit different for you, smash that like button, subscribe, and send this to someone who's been saying someday for way too long. See you in the next level.